Hi, I wanted to do a real quick or short video on just to kind of highlight the differences between the fund level and the activity level. Remember that there's the government-wide financial statements, and then there's the fund level financial statements. And you've got two different types of accounting going on, but they can involve the same transaction. So if you go to, I think this is page 62 in the workbook, there's an example at the bottom of the page. So it says that the City Council has approved the purchase of 10 police cars, each costing $50,000 to be used in the governmental program of public safety in its annual budget. And so when they make this purchase, this is 10 times 50,000, which would be $500,000. So there'll be a voucher payable initially established. So that's a liability, so that would be a credit. On the debit side, there's going to be at the government-wide level, remember, these are police cars, so these are assets. And so it's part of property, plant, and equipment. So at the government-wide level, we're going to be debiting an asset account for the $500,000. At the fund level, we do not track the assets, the long-term assets. It's a current approach that we use there. And so we're looking at current inflows, current outflows. So the current outflow here is the $500,000, which is considered an expenditure. So there'll be a debit to the expenditure in the amount of $500,000 and a credit to vouchers payable for $500,000. At the government-wide level, we're going to debit the asset account $500,000. We're going to credit vouchers payable $500,000. At the government-wide level, those cars will be depreciated over their useful life, and that will be the expense. But that only shows up at the government-wide level, not at the fund level. And so if you go to page 63, we have the general fund here is debited for the $500,000 for the expenditure. We have vouchers payable credited for $500,000. For governmental activities, we have the vehicles account, which is the capital asset that's debited for $500,000, and then a credit to vouchers payable for $500,000. And so that's kind of the way these accounts work. It's called kind of a dual track accounting. So the same transaction can affect both the fund and also the activity level or the government-wide statements. And I think that's where people get confused often with governmental accounting, is that, because of the accountability issue and wanting to both know what's going on currently within the budget year and also maybe more long-term, kind of like the way you would look at a business, the government-wide financial statements tend to look at things from the long-term perspective. It uses the full accrual basis, whereas on the general fund side, we aren't looking at it that way. Okay, these are going to be expenditures. So again, the difference, I sometimes explain it to accounting students as an expenditure is the outflow or the payment of cash. It's the disbursement or payment. That's what the expenditure is. And the expense is actually the using up of the asset. The expense itself doesn't necessarily involve the flow of cash. So, and I guess that's about the only way that I know of to explain it. And this is just one simple example. If you guys have others that you want me to talk about, budgeting entries, encumbrances, or anything like that, I can do short video segments to kind of help explain and use some of the examples in the workbooks to help you out.